So for the longest time, I've been sitting here wondering and pondering, what the fuck am I gonna talk about? And it just dawned on me. I'm just gonna do what I normally do and just talk shit and give opinions. And so with that being said, welcome to Linkin with Robbie, where we can discuss, random topics that range from here to there or anywhere. Just things about us, in our gay community. As a black gay male, there's things I want to touch on. As somebody that's an OnlyFans creator, there's definitely things I gotta touch on. Like, trust me, there's so many topics that I look at on the internet that people talk about that I really want to dive into. There's so many, how do I put this? There's just so many avenues I want to take this podcast. And so I really want to do my due diligence, make sure I do a lot of research on my topics and everything so I can make sure it's going to be steadfast, informative, straight to the point with a little key on the side because I can't just be boring and give you information like this is like a library or like classes in session. That's not what this is giving. This is giving you sitting down with me, lighting up, rolling up, taking a sip, whatever your choice is. You sitting with me, we relaxing and we're talking about whatever we need to talk about. Whether that's from what a link up session with me would be like or what a good link up session is, which I'm gonna get into a little bit later in this episode, or if that's gonna be more relationship based questions about, like things about love and commitment and stereotypes in our community, and what we go for and what we shouldn't go for, max on mask, bottom on bottom, bumping purses and whatnot, as they call it. A lot of different things I'm gonna dive into. Do a few deep dives in the porn industry and the content creator world. Pardon me, in the content creator world. Gosh, um, a lot of things that I can touch on and talk about, and I'm not gonna be too heavily produced on myself and try to filter out and script myself. I'm just going to talk on a tangent and I'm going to just get my words out and just say what I really, really, really strongly feel and not give a fuck about it. You know what I mean? Okay. Linkin with Robbie. So, dude hit me in my DM, right? And I'm just like, all you niggas freak out, and that's just all it is. First off, girl, fuck him. And you are now listening to Linkin with Robbie. To get into the minutia of a thing, because I think I stalled enough. Today's topic of choice is gonna be linking up. And when I say linking up, I mean what is a successful linking up session? What's a not so successful linking up session? What are the do's and don'ts? What are the pros and cons? I'm gonna tell you a few stories, basically about what I've dealt with and what I've experienced in the linking up world and the complications of it. It's not easy as you may think. You may think all you gotta do is look good and that's it, but you may look good to one person and look a mess to somebody else. So it's that whole thing. Like, if I can count the many times I've seen someone on Jacked or Grinder, or if I take this real bad girl, BGC Live, I will see somebody on there and I'll be like, okay, they look good, they look cute, but damn, they look too cute. They too attractive. Is this AI? Is this real? You have to question it now because people be getting on this Facetune and all this Photoshop and everything else. They make themselves look like somebody else, or they could be using one of them old pictures because that was something they used to do back in the day, especially on BGC. Somebody will sit there, they will have their profile picture, and then I kid you not, they'll have their profile picture, and it'll be like this old grainy ass picture that they took on like a Kodak camera that you pulled up from at Walgreens, like a Kodak camera from Walgreens. They went and got it, took this picture with it back in 2004. It's 2010. They're still using it as their profile picture, but they don't look shit like that no more. Like, their legs done swore from diabetes. Their hair done fell out. They got bad skin. The drugs done took over. You know, it's just they not them girls anymore. And then they sit on this profile picture and they won't send you but one picture. You ask for many news, you ask for all this stuff. They don't got but one picture to send you. That's how they used to do it. Nowadays, what they do now is they either gonna say, I can't send a picture because I'm DL, which is a lie, or there's tricks to it. Or they're gonna send it from certain angles to make themselves look a certain type of way. News included, because every guy knows there's certain angles you use to make your dick look bigger. Just like there's certain angles you take when you want to make your ass look fatter. You know, it's just certain ways. Once you know your angles, you know how to make it look. But if you really look good, you look good on from every angle. And that's what my girl Nikki say, but we ain't getting into that. The point is, because I'm going off on a tangent, sorry. The point is, to have a good, successful linking up session, you have to really be in tune with why you're linking up. What is this for? Is this just for a nut? Are you lonely? Do you just want to cuddle? Do you actually really want to watch Netflix? Like, you have to think about all this stuff. And then on top of that, what you want to do and how you want to do it. Now, for some people in our community, it's not that complicated, because if your position is a bottom or if your position is a top, you don't have to dive into the minutia of, do I feel like topping today? Do I feel like bottoming today? Because you've already chosen a role. Someone like myself, I'm versatile. So there's gonna be times when I'm like, I don't feel like taking nothing tonight, or I don't feel like giving nothing tonight. So it just depends on my mood. But that's why it's always great when you are versatile to find another verse. But then that puts me in a hole to where it's like, yeah, but then I gotta make sure that verse is in the same mood I'm in. So a lot of times when I have my link up sessions, whether I'm in the mood or not, I make sure I prep. I like to call it cleaning out the little box. I like to prep, get myself right, cleansed, mind and soul, all that good, body, everything. Nice, clean, nice, relaxed, everything. Just in case, because I might pick up on a vibe for them that they want to top me, and I might be feeling a vibe, and I might be feeling them as a person. I might be like, well, shit, this is the best time to do it. So why not prepare myself and be ready for it? So that's typically what I do when I'm going to a link up session. I make sure I'm cleaned out, because you never know what's going to happen. Even if they just want to eat me out, I want to make sure I'm clean. You feel me? Now, everybody else does not take that approach, which is why I don't just put my mouth on everyone when I'm linking up. I just don't. I don't know what your hygiene is like. I don't know. Maybe from the vibing session, I can pick up on some ideas, and I can kind of be like, okay, you on the clean side, or you a little musky. So I might not put my mouth in certain places. You know, I'm not one of them ones that's just gonna automatically just put their throat on something. No, 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 no. That's how you get like a sore throat. Let's just leave it at that. And I refuse to be one of those, especially because I've had some experiences when you went down and it wasn't as, well kept as you would like it to be. I still remember, oh my gosh, you guys, please don't judge me. Please do not judge me, but I'm going to say it anyways. The first time I gave head, oh my God. So the first time I gave head, first off, everybody pray for me. It was in the past. It was before everything was changed and everything about the society and stuff like this. I was underage. The first time I gave head, I was 14. I was in the ninth grade, and a guy that I guess you could say dating. Back then, I don't know what you called it, courting or whatever we were doing. I like you, you like me kind of thing. There was this guy I was interested in that I was dealing with, or whatever the case may be. We had never had anything, sex or anything like that. I was very much so a virgin when it came to females, men, whatever. I was 14. I barely even knew if I was gay or not at the time. We're testing each other, and he asked me if I've ever given head before. Of course not. But heavy on the butt. I wanted to see what it was like. I had never done it before. What could be the worst that could happen? What's the worst that can happen from putting dick in your mouth? Let's be real. You are aware there's something that can go wrong from giving head. You may know that. At the age of 14, I didn't really know anything. So we're in our first period, which is our homeroom. He tells me he's going to the bathroom located near my classroom. So he goes there. He tells me when he's ready. I go to the bathroom. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I've never done this before. Yes, I've kissed guys, but like, what? Never done this before. So he's in one of the bathroom stalls. He opens up the door. I go in there with him. He unbuttons his pants and pulls it out. I am so nervous. One, I've never done this before. Never in my life. I don't know even what it's like to even. I don't know what it tastes like. I've never tasted my own. I don't know what it tastes like at the time. So I'm like, what am I going to expect? I've never done it before, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't even know how to do it. At this time, this was before we had like cell phones. This was back in like we had cell phones, but not like what we got now. It wasn't smartphones. I believe this had to be maybe 2007 when this happened. So, yeah, just think about it like that. It was 2007. So, porn and stuff like that, I hadn't really got a little glimpse of, so I really didn't know what I was going to be doing. So, I get on my knees. Mind you, sorry, tangent. I get on my knees. He pulls it out. He was average size. Of course, mind you, again, haven't seen many at this age, so it looked average to me. It looked normal to me. It didn't look like, it wasn't intimidating, but it wasn't nothing to make me laugh about. So, I go ahead, I put it in my mouth. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of sucking on it, licking on it, but I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just, basically just putting my mouth on it or whatever and not using my teeth. That was the only thing I knew not to do. All I knew prior to this was don't use your teeth. That's a bad thing. So I made sure not to do that. But I was only doing it for maybe like 2 minutes. He didn't nut or anything. Mind you, we're 14, 15. So he didn't nut or anything. Okay, so mind you, I'm freaking out at this point because let me tell you why I'm freaking out. Let me land the plane. I'm freaking out because it had the most foul odor and taste. I've never tasted my dick before. I'm 14. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't expect your dick to stink. I don't expect your dick to taste nasty. And it did. And so I was only doing it for like a minute or two because I was kind of like, is this supposed to taste like this? Is this supposed to smell this way? So when I get out of the bathroom and I'm going back to my class, I'm freaking out, texting my best friend like, girl, I think I done caught something because his dick stank. And it is so ridiculous and so childish because I went home and I Googled all kind of stuff trying to figure out, did I catch something? Because why did his dick have an odor? And I'm freaking out about it. And it's at 14. At that point, then on, I had made up in my mind when I meet up with somebody or when I link up with somebody, if it's going to be random hookup, whatever the case may be, our first encounter will not be including my mouth. Only because I don't know what I'm expecting, but I don't want anything unexpected to happen. Just being frank, I don't want to do that and then I go down to eat you out and there's dingleberries there. Or I go down to get a guac, that hot too, if I give you that. And your funk hit me soon as your zipper go down. That's not going to work. That's not going to fly on my end. That's why even if I was to link today or have a collaboration with somebody on OnlyFans or anything like that, I make sure I take a shower. I don't care what they say. They be like, "Oh, I want you to smell like this. Ooh, I want you to. Ooh, can you have your all day sit on you?" No, fuck, nigga. I can't. I gotta take a shower, and I gotta use some soap. Okay. And if even if I can't, if that's not enough, I'm gonna spray myself down. I can't smell like that because I refuse to put any of my body parts in anybody's mouth, and they make the scrunched up face because it tastes like garlic. That's disgusting. But that's what people do. And I get it because there are some people that have those kinks, and we don't kink shame. But me and my senses, my nostrils and my taste buds, nah, we don't do odors. So that's why I'm big on not using my mouth when I link up with people. Now, if you are that right type of nigga on that first link, it's gonna go there. Yeah, it's gonna go there. It is gonna go there. I can't even lie. It's gonna go there. You know what the funniest thing to see is? Okay, so I'm a little freaked out. Yes, I know. Whenever I've done like group sessions or say I got a little friend with me and I'm like, ooh, let's do a 2-man. It's always interesting to see how we differ when it comes to how we link up or our practices. Like I have friends that I guess I may have better hygiene then, so I may spend a little bit more time freshening up than they would. Or I have friends that they may not be as picky as me. So when we're looking at accounts trying to decide who we finna let come over and who we finna boom 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 boom, and they just like, oh, he can come. And I'm looking at him, I'm like, no, not Billy Bob Thornton. He cannot come in here. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, his dick big. Oh, he got a fat ass. But he looks like Sasquatch. He looks like a Yeti. His Look at him. He looks like he's somebody's deacon. And you want me to link with that? Because his body parts meet the are up to par? No, 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 no. And that's when I learned in. I can't link with everybody. Everybody can't be in a group session with me. I've had some group sessions or some partner sessions with people where we've done some like threesomes and orgies and stuff like that. And the best ones were when we were all on the same page. When y'all ain't on the same page, the linking up session is gonna be trash because what they want may not be what you want, and then somebody's left not happy or satisfied, which can throw salt in the chemistry, which can throw salt on the vibe, which throws off the vibe. But the vibe ain't right. Ain't nobody leaving here pleased. You feel me? And then what was the point of all this? We just did all this for all of us to be unhappy because I'm the type that I get pleased when my partner or whoever's with me is getting pleased. I get turned on when I see somebody getting turned on. So when they're getting turned off, my off button goes off as well. So yeah, I want us all to have a good time and be on the same page. No diddy, but the freak off has to be on one accord. One band, one sound. And if we ain't all one sound, we can't all be in one band. It's just that simple. Like I've had some link up with some people when they're more pickier. That's the worst. When they're like, oh, I don't like him. I don't like her. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this. And you're like, well, damn, nigga. Did you want anybody to come? You saying no to everybody. Somebody gotta come. Okay. So I honestly believe the best people to link up with is people you've linked up with before. And for those of you who have not linked up with anybody, find somebody that you already got a good chemistry with or a good vibe with if you have not done a random hookup before. You don't want to jump out in the deep end trying to do something and then you end up in a weird situation. But also don't be afraid to take that chance, take that leap of faith because you may just end up linking up with somebody that you may end up marrying, or you can depend on that's gonna come and lay it down whenever you want. It can go either way. And why reject that? Why are you blocking your blessings? I believe that is a blessing in disguise. I will not block that. So when I have certain people that I know we got that kind of chemistry and that kind of vibe when we're together. That the bud of love, that good early 2000s passionate in the rain type. You know what I'm talking about? That gritty love, that gritty sets, that gritty passion. When you got that with that person, yeah, you keep them on the roster. They be number two. They the ones you call whenever you know you just need a good right that's gonna get right at the right time. And you already know. Yeah, you keep them there. And we all got that one in our back pocket that we know we can depend on that's gonna be able to take us there. So if you do have those type of people in your back pocket, double back. Circle it again. Circle the drain if you got to. Don't move on to no new nigga and take a chance when you got this one that's you already know what's up. I used to have a neighbor one time. Oh my God. I used to have a neighbor upstairs from me, right? I was new to Jack. I really wasn't on there like that because after I got out of my second relationship, I decided to jump on Jack eventually to, explore. Man, it was this one nigga on there. He didn't have no pictures. He was one of the ones that was like, I don't send pictures. I'm DL. Gave me a fake name and everything. I noticed we were so close to each other. I was like, he has to be in the same building as me, which he was. So of course I'm like, we in the same building. Even though you won't send me a picture, you telling me you're attractive, I'm gonna believe it. And I believed him. But I was nervous because I was like, if he come here looking like a foot and an ankle, I'm gonna lock the door and probably go jump off the balcony. I got that knock at that door. I opened up that door. 'Cause I looked through the peephole, and when I looked through the peephole, he looked kind of good. I was kind of surprised. So when I opened up that door and I saw this light skinned nigga with a snapback on, it might not be even a snapback, it might have just been a cap. He had a cap on, and he was light skinned, real my height, nice slim frame. He was fine. That nigga was fine. And I was like, oh shit, he looked better than I thought. And I went on a whim because I used to definitely back then when I was real more selective than I am now. I'm a little more, open minded with it. I would not link with you if you didn't send me a picture. I needed to make sure you didn't look like a Yeti, I had to make sure you didn't look busted. I need to make sure you didn't look like something I'd be scared to be seen with. That's always my big thing. Don't mess around with nobody you don't want to be seen with, period. Because if your T get out there and they find out you messing with them, girl, don't be embarrassed. You shouldn't have laid down. But anyways, so yeah, he ended up becoming, as you may know, that became my go-to. He lived right upstairs. Whenever I got off from work, he was like, what you doing? You want to smoke? He came over. We smoked. Shit, I started smoking with him. Like, yeah. Like, he used to come over every day. And I kid you not, we used to have the best sets to this day. Whenever I see him, he brings it up. He's like, damn, we used to have the best sets. We had sets every single day. Sometimes we would link. He would come over. I get off of work at 4:30, so he'll be over there by like 6. We chill, smoke, fuck. Kid you not, he be back by 9 o'clock. Kid you not, back by 9 o'clock. We going at it again. It was just that serious when it came out of him because he was fine, and then the sex was right, so I kept him around. There was no point of wasting my time looking for anybody else. It wasn't no need for that. We ain't need nobody else. It was right there. That was all I needed right then and there. That was it. That was the main attraction right there. That nigga. What should I name him? Oh, I think I used to. His name in my phone was. Wait, hold on. Because I think this was around the time when City Girls came out. Give me a second. Let me check my phone. Let me see. Around this time, this is when City Girls was out and they first had came out. I had to change his name on my phone to Pizza Man. Because every time I want the dick, he delivered it. Like, I kid you not. Every time I needed it. Every time I wanted it, he was knocking at my door. And I was like, come on in. I can't say his real names. But he know who he is. Because, baby, every day after work, it was like clockwork. It was so good. I got the nigga a job. I got a nigga a job in my job. Just so I could take him on. Just so I could have more time. It was just that serious. And I went in love with him. I wasn't catching feelings. But that sex was just everything. And that was like the one and only time I had like a random link up with somebody that I did not know at all. No picture, no nothing, no background knowledge, no references, no nothing. And they get me right like that to the point where I'm like, hey nigga, again, 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 and again. And to this day we still cool. Still cool. He don't live here no more, so I don't call him. So I can't call him like I used to. Like, I can't call him and be like, hey, delivery, I can't do that now. Like, you want to make sure that what you're doing is what you really want to do, at the end of the day. And the best way to do that is make sure you're getting what you want out of it. You're linking up. You're chilling with somebody. You're hooking up. Whatever you're doing, cuddling, laying with somebody. The main person that should be happy is you. Don't do it for another bitch. Don't do it for another nigga. Don't do it just because. Do it because you want to. It's your body. Hell, everybody else doing it. Why not do it? So that's what I say when it comes to it. And that's why I'm a little bit more free-minded, open-minded with it. Because I'm not as nervous about it. Hell, that nigga turned me out. So, Pizza Man, thank you, because you turned me out. I ain't been innocent since. Because it was something about that. It was something about that. It was just something about that nigga. The way that nigga... I'm about to do a whole episode about him. Anyways, the point is, when it comes to linking up people, make sure you're doing it for why you're doing it. I mean, make sure you know why you're doing it. Make sure you're doing it for you. Make sure that you're on the same page if you are doing a group session with other people. You don't want to just be doing it by yourself and the other person in the room, but they're lost and doing their own thing. That's not a group session. That's just a bunch of shit going on. There's too much shit going on if you ask me. So make sure you know what you got going on, Make sure you really want to, because I know I'm a tease at times. And so I'll tell a nigga I really want to link up, and then I probably won't link up. If I say I'm going to link up with you, and I try to schedule in a time like another day, it ain't happening. If I ain't saying I'm on my way now, if I ain't saying come over now, it ain't happening. Just let you know that now. That's just real tea. It ain't happening because I'm honestly, I'm the type of person, I'm horny in the moment. I can't schedule my horniness in. I can't be like, oh, Friday tomorrow, so come over Friday night. Nah, I might not be wanting it Friday night, but tonight I might want it. Right now I might want it. And if I can't get it right now, I probably ain't gonna want it later. That's probably the truth. I move on and I'm gonna forget about it. My mood is crazy. I'm a Gemini, so my mood fluctuates. What I want now ain't gonna be what I want 10 minutes later. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Make sure when you linking up with people, you linking it up for the right reasons, and you're doing it because you want to do it, and you're doing it because you like who you're doing it with. Don't let nobody pressure you into doing nothing you don't want to do. If you do link up with somebody and you don't like the vibe, or you decide to change your mind, you are free to do that, and ain't nobody out here that can tell you otherwise. You are free. There's been so many niggas I've pulled up at their house, walked in, looked around, sat down for 2 minutes and said, I gotta go. And I was out the door on my way somewhere. It was one time in my apartment when I just used this excuse of I ain't got no condoms, so I gotta go. I had condoms right in my pocket. I just was getting the fuck up out of there. Told him I was going to the car to get some condoms and I was coming back. I got in the car and drove. And not to the store. I'm like, no, 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 no. Do it because you want to and don't be ashamed about shutting it down. That's all I say about that, to be honest. Now, as far as my podcast and how I'm going to be doing this from now on, further episodes I'm going to do some more current event based episodes, surrounded around more than one topic. Right now, this is just like a main topic I want to do just for the main first episode. I want to really just hone in on linking up sessions. And since my title of my podcast is Linking with Robbie, I thought it would only be fair that this episode centers around linking up with someone. And I decided to really dive in there. I may have gotten on a few tangents, went around the world, talked about some things, but it's a podcast. You're here to listen to me talk. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk. And it's just me by myself, sitting here talking to myself. Eventually, I may have guests on, may start doing some interviews. I did say I was going to do some more deep dive episodes as well. That'll be more like a journalistic approach where I'm just doing a deep dive on a certain topic. These are more freelance episodes where I'm just free as a bird, just speaking my mind and just pouring out my thoughts and my opinions on a certain topic or a certain current event that's happening at the moment. But outside of that, I did enjoy your presence. I had fun with you today or tonight. If you do like the vibe and you are feeling me, and if you are interested, which I hope you are, come back next week. And every week after that, tune in. I have more to say. I have more to do. Come link with your boy. That's Linking with Robbie. Have a good night.